And we're back with the rest of the animated stuff. Anyway, this is just a bunch of anime movies I have here, so I'm gonna show these off first. First off is one of my favorite animated movies of all time, The Iron Giant. Very good movie. Very, very good movie. Hellboy, Sword of Storms. I'm not really a huge Hellboy fan, but I did like the live-action movies, and I was interested in the animated ones for a long time, so I picked this up just to watch it. I haven't watched it just yet. I'll watch it at some point. So, yeah. TMNT. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I actually do kind of like it. It's not by any means a masterpiece, but it's kind of a fun movie. I will say the villain plot isn't very good, though. The villain plot really isn't that good at all. Cars. Not everyone's favorite Pixar film, but I kind of like it. It's okay. And another one of my favorite animated films, as well as one of my favorite Pixar films, Finding Nemo. Granted, Incredibles I like more, yet I actually don't have Incredibles yet, but that is my favorite Pixar film, but this is up there. I like Finding Nemo a lot. And I actually have... This actually is a set I would recommend getting, though, because this set actually comes with quite a number of special features. So, get this set when you can. I remember playing around with the special features quite a bit for some reason as a kid. Shrek 2. I think we all know what everyone thinks of Shrek right now, but Lord Shrek demands you pick this movie up because it is actually a very funny movie. I'm not a huge fan of the other Shrek movies, though. I don't really care for Shrek 1 even. I know a lot of people say that's the best one. I think Shrek 2 is better. Aladdin, my favorite Disney Renaissance film. It's so much fun. That's why I like it so much. It's a lot of fun. Fantasia, another one of my favorite Disney films, though for different reasons. It's very different from anything else Disney has ever created, and even Fantasia 2000 is different from this. So, though I haven't watched it, I just heard it was very different. So, take that with a grain of salt. But Fantasia is still a movie I'd recommend everyone seeing, even if you don't really like it, just because it's just something. If you're an animation buff, then you need to see this. Just to kind of check it out, I guess. Just to say you have. Okay, let's move on to this. I'll edit this out if I have to. Ooh, don't want to fall. Anyway, now on to some of the random seasons. Transformers Prime, Season 1. Right. I have that. Transformers Prime is a pretty good series. Season 2, which is actually my favorite season of the show. Season 3, I do not have that, but it is okay. So, I have to get that at some point, though. And then I need to get the TV movie, too. There's a TV movie, and there's going to be a sequel series coming out. Anyway. The Batman. I know some people don't really like this show, but I kind of like it. It's okay. I don't really think the first season is the best, though, because the first season has a lot of identity issues. It doesn't really know what it wants to do. A part of it wants to be the animated series again, which by that point, why didn't you just keep it to begin with? Another part of it wants to be more for kids. Another part of it wants to be silly and cartoony. Another part of it wants to be serious at times. It had severe identity issues and didn't know what it wanted to be. Second season, this is where they started kind of finding their own path with the Batman. And this is where the story started getting pretty good. But then they changed it again for more humor with the later seasons when they introduced Batgirl and Robin. But I like the second season, so I got it just for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the third, fourth, or fifth season, even though there are some episodes I do like from the fourth season, actually. But we'll see. Teen Titans Season 1. Again, like with the Batman, actually, this show didn't really know what it wanted to do at first, until Masks came out, and then Season 1, I say it's still worth getting, if only for, like, episode 9 and above, because I think 9 is when Masks, that episode is really good, so, that's when the show actually became much darker, but also knew what it wanted to be. Teen Titans, I really like Teen Titans a lot, but the first season is probably the weakest out of the entire show, because by that point they were still kind of finding out what they wanted. That's when they had the identity issue. It didn't really know what it wanted to do. And I have no idea why I still have this, but I might as well show it off. It's the Nick Trivia Challenge DVD game. I have no idea why I have this still. You've seen it for the past, like, 3 DVD collections. I have no idea why I have this. I should probably just sell this at some point or something. And the rest of the stuff is over here, so just take that. Star Wars The Clone Wars. This is the copy I used for a movie commentary, so if you want to know my opinions, just skip to, like, the last 10 minutes and to hear my opinions on this movie, because I have a movie commentary of it. That was my first movie commentary I ever did, so if you do want to listen to it, by all means, but keep in mind, though, it's old. It's my first one, so it's not the best quality. Granted, none of my movie commentaries have a very good mic, but still, what can you do? Star Wars Clone Wars, not The Clone Wars. Very great difference in the name there, guys. Star Wars Clone Wars is the series made by the same people who did Samurai Jack, and because of that, it is absolutely amazing, and I would recommend you watching it. You can find it on DVD for pretty cheap on Amazon, but I actually found this at a store where they were selling both parts. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. Both of them are great fun. I recommend getting them. The series is amazing. I actually prefer this over the CG Clone Wars series, even though that series did get better over time, but it started off kind of mixed, so. Besides, to me, the series just, everything about it is good, while the Clone Wars CG series, it had some good and it had some bad. So, when it was bad, it was boring. When it was good, it was really good, so. That's kind of my opinions on the CG Clone Wars series. Some good, some bad. Batman Gotham Knight. Is the DVD loose or something? The DVD always sounds like it's loose for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, Gotham Knight, it's pretty much the Animatrix for the Batman movies, and, it's okay. I like that they brought back Kevin Conroy for Batman again, because he's my favorite voice actor, but I'm not a huge fan of the first short, and the other shorts are just kind of okay, so, eh. The Dark Knight Returns, Part 1 and Part 2. This is the deluxe edition that actually comes with both parts as one 2-hour movie. Why they didn't do that to begin with, I have no idea why, but they didn't for some reason, so. Yeah, I found this at a Best Buy, and I figured I'd get it because I really like The Dark Knight Returns. I kind of prefer the film version over the comic, or the graphic novel. I just prefer it because it cuts out some of the unnecessary dialogue. Some of the stuff that I felt kind of dragged it down was that when it was a story about Batman, it was fine, but when it was like a political kind of thing, it just didn't work. Because political dialogue can work, but the stuff in Dark Knight Returns just kind of bored me. So I kind of like that it cuts most of the political stuff out in the film version. So I think that's why I think it's better. The Dark Knight Returns, the graphic novel is still something you should read, though, just to kind of gain an opinion on it, so. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I don't know why I'm showing this first. I have the series right here. I don't even know why I'm showing it off this first, but this is the uncut version, which is the better version, because, you know, blood, guts, and gore. I'm just joking. It's better because it shows how threatening the Joker is, so. And all 3 seasons of Batman Beyond. I don't have a slipcover for this. I bought this used. The DVDs work, so that's all I care about. And, yeah. Nothing much more to say about that series. Batman Beyond is awesome. Nothing much more to say. Come on, get back in there. This time we'll actually show the series before I show the movie for the series. Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, one of my probably my favorite DC cartoon, just because when a lot of the stuff that's really good is some of the best stuff I've seen from Batman. Like, it's one of my favorite series of all time. I just love how cinematic it is. I love the characters. I love the voice acting. The stories are really good. Some of my favorite episodes being Almost Got Him and Two-Face, and Perchance to Dream is another really good one. There's a lot of good episodes in here. Not to say the series is perfect, because there are a few bad episodes, but the ones that are really good, and it's one of my favorite series of all time just for that. Here's Season 2, or Volume 2, goes by volumes, not seasons. And here is the third, where they tried to... pretty much this is when they changed it from Batman the Animated Series to The Adventures of Batman and Robin, where they tried to make it more for kids, but it didn't really do much to change the tone at all, to be honest. So, it keeps the same level of quality throughout the entire series, for the most part. Again, I did say there were a few bad episodes. I've got Batman in my basement. That's a pretty bad episode. Which means I'll probably end up doing a commentary on it. Anyway, this is Season 4. This is one with all the controversial changes to the designs, like the Joker. I actually kind of like Season 4. I actually think it's a good season. It's not the strongest. There are a few what the fuck stories that really didn't need to be added, but there are some good stuff. There's some good stuff in here. You know, it's Bruce Timm. There's always going to be some good stuff in his work, even if it's not as good as others. You know, because Bruce Timm, I think, is a great writer. He's written some great stories with the DC Animated Universe, and Green Lantern, the animated series. You know, yada yada yada, etc., etc., etc. Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is my favorite Batman movie. I know, shocker. Usually it's The Dark Knight that's everyone's favorite, and I do like The Dark Knight. It's just I just prefer this. I just think this has a much... I don't know, I just like this movie better. I don't know what it is. It's not because it's animated. I do think live action can beat animation in some cases, and animation can beat live action in other cases too, but I don't know, this one, it just does so much right for me. And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the animated stuff. I might as well move on to the live action stuff, so see you then.